This episode contains adult themes and adult language. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bold and Beautiful podcast. I'm your host, Amanda, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Miss Chelsea.
Hey, B&B fans, hey!
Hi, guys. I need to put a disclaimer. I really messed up the editing on the last episode, so I need to apologize to Leslie and to Renee. When I was editing, I put the wrong message with the wrong intro, and then I totally didn't even put Renee's on. So the person you heard was actually Leslie. I am so sorry, guys, but I'm fixing it right now. This is what you were supposed to hear. Our next message comes from Leslie, and we've been talking for a while now, and I love the banter back and forth. We don't always agree on everything, but I actually like that because it kind of keeps me on my toes and keeps me with an open mind. I will admit I sometimes have rose-colored glasses with characters. I know that. I'll admit it. And Leslie always has such a great point of views that I am like, it always makes me think. So let's hear what Leslie has to say.
My bold and beautiful thoughts this year so far.
Hi guys, guess what? We're finally back and we're together. Yay! Hey, Chelsea.
Hi!
I'm so
Oh my
excited.
goodness. I know, it's been like months, long amount of times.
And I told everybody last episode that we literally tried to record like 10 times. It was
my goodness.
At least like 6 or 8 times we tried to record and something happened.
I know. And if it wasn't one of us, it was the other one, or both of us at the same time, but being like, I don't want to be the one to say it, but oh my God, I'm sorry.
No, I am so sorry, but I can't.
I'm sorry. Yeah, guys, woo, things have changed. New year, new things.
So, we want an update, Chelsea. What's going on?
Okay, well, let's flash back. Let's see. Well, last time we left, we did the Friendsgiving. That went amazing, yada, yada. Boom, come December, we decided to do a couples trip to Vegas. Don't worry, guys, it was amazing. I actually went with couples that I hang out with, on the regular. It was, me, my dude, my roommate, and his chick who, he lives here because of her, because she was my bartender when I was a server. I was her manager, whatever. We're good friends, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, them, my bitch ass bitch, Mel, and her ex, but still hooking up with whatever. It's that weird, awkward time, Dupski, and then Dupski was living with us also. Yeah. So it was, guys, so many people in this house. Anyway. Oh, yeah, and then my boyfriend's best friend and his chick. The trip was super awesome. We went mainly to see this band. It's called The Dead South. If you haven't heard of them, look them up. If you have heard of them, you know how awesome they are. They're kind of folky, rock, country. I don't know how to describe it. They kind of got a little bit of fame a few years back. I don't know if anyone's seen this show. It's kind of a big show, I guess. It's on Netflix. It's called The Umbrella Company or something like that. I know the chick from Juno was in it. But anyways, they did the theme song or their song was in an episode.
Umbrella Club, I think it's called.
Umbrella something, I don't know. But yeah, they got kind of big from that, but We had been listening to him for years. Well, anyways, the whole point, guys. Okay, so we went, right, and it was at the House of Blues in Vegas. Not a lot of people showed up, but it was also crazy rodeo week, right, in Vegas. So there were cowboys everywhere. I mean, everywhere. There's hats and boots everywhere. So we're at the show. It was amazing vibes. We were super close. I don't know if anyone's been to House of Blues, but the three that I've been to, they're all the same setup where it's like you actually don't ever want to buy seats. This is a pro tip for y'all. Do not buy seats at the House of Blues because you will be sitting outside of the stage, around the outside, and up high. You want general admission because general admission is literally the standing room in front of the stage. So we were literally right in front of the stage. Like, we're all rocking out. We're all having a great time, right? Show ends. We decide to go around to the back of the casino down into the parking garage to see if the tour bus was there. And it was. So we get there, right? And the first band that had played, they happened to be from like this small ass town in Maine. So one of my friends that was on the trip with us, she's also from Maine. So when we walked in, they were like, hey, we're from blah, 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 Maine. And she screamed out, wicked pissa. And they were like, what? So when we went down in the parking garage, they were loading up their van to leave, and we yell out, wicked pissa. And they were like, oh my gosh, whatever. So they were super cool, got their autographs, and we were like, hey, like, don't kick us out. Like, we're trying to get autographs. You're like, yeah, no problem, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm standing there with the record, right? And the producer comes out and he was like, hey, that's a good I made that record. And I was like, what? You made this record? You need to sign this record. He was like, oh, you don't want my autograph? I was like, yes, I do. You produced this. This is amazing. So he signs it. Boom. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm like in love with the lead singer. He's my hall pass. Me and Panda have had the conversation. Panda's not smart, okay? Panda's hall pass is Doja Cat. I don't know if anyone knows my best friend, Doja Cat, but that's his hall pass. So he was so mad when all of this happened because I met my hall pass, and I'm telling you, we had a moment. So anyways, my hall pass, beautiful Nate, the lead singer, oh, so amazing. And my bitch-ass bitch, Mel, her dude, she loves the banjo player. They both come out. They were like, oh my gosh, how'd you get back here? And we're like, well, we kind of just walked around the building, and boom, here we are. And they were like, oh my God, we've never had fans like do this before. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, superstar moment, you guys. I'm not even kidding. I'm acting super cool right now. I was not cool.
I'm looking them up, guys. I'm looking them up to see how he looks.
Look at him, the lead singer. You'll figure it out. It's not hard to figure out who I'm in love with. Anyway, they come down, and I just kept saying, I was like, I'm sorry, like, I'm not trying to be creepy, like, I'm usually, like, super cool, but I'm not being cool, and I'm so sorry, whatever. They were like, no, it's awesome, blah, 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 when, like, no one's ever done this. And I was like, oh my God, sign my stuff. And they were like, yeah, for sure. And I was like, oh my gosh. So then they had to go back in. They're doing their thing, whatever. Then the third bandmate comes out. There's 4 of them all together. The third one comes out, the one who plays the cello. So he comes out, and he has like a bag full of Miller Lights and his like stuff. And I was like standing there, and I was like, hey, so sorry, like, I can wait, like, go ahead and put your stuff down. And he was like, no, it's super cool. Like, he put his stuff down, and he was like, how'd you get down here? And I was like, just honestly, I just walked around the building. I'm sorry. Like, I'm really not trying to be creepy or whatever. Like, I've already got, Nate and whatever signature. Like, I'm just trying to get it. Like, I'm not trying to be weird or nothing. And he was like, oh no, of course. Like, he signs it. He takes a picture with us. We go away from the tour. Okay. So like, I don't know. It's like dock doors is where they were parked. So we stood way to the left, and the bus was parked against the thing on the right. So like, I wasn't just like standing right at the bus door being super creepy. I was really trying not to be creepy, guys. So anyway, so Nate comes back, and for some reason they walked like by us, and I was like, whatever, like trying not to die, right? And I don't even remember the words that were said, okay? I don't even remember the words. Someone said something, and then he did one of those things, and he was like, you're all right, where you punch outward, like give somebody a little like, boop, like a little pop,
Yeah.
But it was like right, like in the side / small of my back. And when I say I folded, like my whole body, like I literally out loud was like, oh my God, he touched me. And I just melted. And And I was just like so embarrassed. And I was like, and he was just started laughing. And I was like, oh my God, I'm dead. I'm just dead. I like died. My soul left my body. Anyway. So whatever, he comes, they go back in, whatever. We're waiting for the last guy to get his signature. We're waiting. And then the roadies start coming out with the speakers and the this and the that. And then they spot us and they get security.
Somebody call security.
So then security comes and security's like, get out of here. And I'm like, I just need one signature. Like, this is totally cool. Like, they said it was fine. And they're like, now get out of here. They totally kicked me out. But, you know, I'm living my best life.
Well, at
I'm
least you
excited.
got
We're in
3.
Vegas, yada, yada. We look up that they're playing again in LA and San Diego the very next week. Is Chelsea going to drive down to San Diego on a Thursday to get that last autograph? You bet your girl did. You bet your girl got in that car and drove her ass all the way to San Diego on a school night, people, on a school night. Went to the House of Blues in San Diego. I'm going to tell you right now, the vibe of the crowd was a completely different vibe, okay? These cowboys in Vegas, they were living their best life. It was amazing. We were snapping, we were whistling, we were doing the dance moves. In San Diego, gross. Bros everywhere. No one was like, everyone was too cool for school. Like, I was, I'm so glad that I got to see them in Vegas the way I got to see them before I went to San Diego, because if I would have only went to the San Diego show, I would have been sad in my life, okay? This time, because the way that House of Blues is set up, their tour bus is literally parked in front. Okay, so listen to this crazy stuff, right? So I'm way far back in the crowd, and I'm slowly making my way forward, you know, because I know some of the people are going to start leaving, whatever. I make my way. I make my way all the way to the front, okay? And I'm holding my record, and I'm making eye contact, and this is in December, okay? So I had my Grinch light up flashy earrings on. So I'm right there, and my earrings are flashing. I'm holding my record. I'm like, why does the old man next to me like fall out in like a diabetic freaking coma?
Oh,
okay.
No.
Yes, girl. Okay, so I'm standing there, you know, vibing, whatever. Anyway, so he grabs my shoulder, and I look over, and I'm like, whoa. And then he's like glassy-eyed, okay? And I have okay. When I did derby, I was a roller derby referee for a while, so I did get like first responder, semi-training, all this stuff. Also, I worked in warehousing, had to get that kind of stuff. Also, being in medical billing, you have to be CPR certified, all the things. Anyway, so I notice his eyes are glazing. I'm like, oh, crap. Okay, no. So he starts going down. So I have a hold of him, and I'm following him down. And his wife is like, whoa, what's going on? And I'm like, is your husband diabetic? Like, has he eaten today? Is he on medication? And she's like, what? And I'm like holding his head, and I'm holding him up. And then he like comes to, and I'm like, hi, sir. Like, do you know where you are? Right. So stuff's going crazy. Like, the concert's still going on. But okay, this is also right after when that Travis Scott thing had just happened a few weeks before, where all those people got trampled and stuff. Okay. So another guy starts holding him up, and I'm like, you know, whatever. And then Nate, the love of my life, is like, stops the show, and he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, get security, whatever. They stop the show for a minute, everything stops, whatever. The guy tries to get back up, he falls back down. They end up getting him, a bunch of bigger dudes pick him up, get him out, whatever. Okay, cool. Hey, I'm happy, I got more space, I can move my elbows now, whatever. Bye, old man. As far as I know, he survived. Boom. Let's start this concert back up. So concert's going. I'm trying to make eye contact with the banjo player because he's like the nicest guy ever. So we make eye contact. Boom. He gives me the nod. I'm not 100% that happened, but it seemed like it. So anyway.
In Chelsea's mind, she got the nod.
Yeah. I mean, I felt the vibe. So anyway, show ends, whatever. Banjo player sees me, and I was like, hey, and I held up my record. And I was like, I still need Scotty's signature. He was like, oh, yeah, for sure. So he reaches over and he grabs the record, right? And this old lady standing there, and she was like, he took your record, though. And I was like, no, it's cool, old lady. Like, chill out, shut up. I don't need you.
She's very consequent.
So then he walks up to Nate, and Nate looks at the record, and then they point, the banjo player points at me, and then Nate looks at me, and Nate gives me the nod. And I almost fainted again. So then they disappear in the back for like a while. And the old lady's like, I don't think he's coming back with your record. I'm like, old lady, you don't even know. Like, I is their first fan that ever snuck back to the tour bus. Like, we got a connection. Hey, it's me. I'm not creepy. Yeah, we got a connection, lady. Don't worry about it. So, sure as shit, they come back with my record. Boom. I have all the signatures. I'm like, oh my God, you guys are amazing. They signed a shirt. They signed some other stuff. I was like, cool, sign other people's stuff. I've had my moment. Appreciate you. Peace out. Goodbye. So we leave. Chelsea is ecstatic. Okay, the way I had them sign the record, right? On the front of the record is one of those old, like, lanterns, like oil lanterns. So, like, it has the metal on the sides and then the glass in the middle, right? All I had was a ballpoint pen at the time. So they signed on the white part that made the picture of the lantern, okay? So I'm walking to the car, right? Looking at my record, just like, oh my gosh, I've just followed a band to 2 states. Technically, they're only 4 hours apart, but whatever, I did it. Look at this. Ah! You know, living my best life.
Yeah.
The light hits my record, okay? They re-signed my record in gold Sharpie because the record is like gold, like the actual record is gold and stuff. And they re-signed it. Even the producer re-signed it in gold Sharpie. Why did I almost...
Oh my God, what is that?
Girl, I can die now. Like, take me, Lord. Can you believe that, guys? Can you believe
That is awesome. Wow.
So if you don't know, now you know. Look them up. They're amazing.
Yeah, please look it up because the lead singer is Chelsea's type. So if you want to see Chelsea's type, look it up.
Yeah.
He is handsome. I'll admit it.
So that happened. That was like a highlight, okay? So everything after that is kind of crazy. So at the restaurant, you guys remember, it was like party season. So they were buying out restaurants. I was doing like 3-4 parties a week. Your girl was making that money.
Yeah.
Boom. January hits. Bah, bah. Your girl got dropped to like 2 days a week. Can't live off that. I make good tips, don't lie. Obviously, I have a personality. But anyway, like 2 days a week, couldn't do it. So I ended up, it was so random, okay?
Yeah,
so like
it was cool.
I got scheduled 2 days and I was like, man, I need to find another job. Like, was just thinking about it, but didn't like fully commit because I was like, maybe this is just like 1 week of slow. Like, you know, like chill out. You're okay. One of my regulars from the bar from the previous bar I had worked at, whatever. They stopped going before I stopped working there. Long story. I'll tell you on Patreon someday. Anyway, she hits me up out of nowhere and she's like, hey girl, we need someone in this office that has half a brain. Are you looking for a part-time job? And I was like, as a matter of fact, I am. And as a matter of fact, I think I got 3/4 of a brain. So let's roll. It's a real estate office. So I'm a personal assistant to a loan broker. I've never done real estate in my life. It's very fascinating. Don't ask me questions about it. I don't know that much yet. It's only been like a month and a half. But from what they say, I'm doing awesome. So right now I do that Monday through Friday, like 6-hour shift, whatever. And then I still do work at the bar 2 days a week. And then if there's like a party on Saturdays, I'll work that. But usually I work at the bar Wednesday through Friday, usually somewhere in there. So that's a lot. And then, yeah, so I know Amanda's scared all your lives because my dog got sick. One of my dogs, my little chunky beagle corgi, Liberty, decided to eat Valentine's chocolate and, yeah, proceeded to throw up and not feel good. And, yeah, so that was,
we were freaking out.
Yeah, that was real fun.
So,
and then some drama happened amongst the friends.
Oh, yeah.
That person I mentioned earlier, Dubsky. Long story short, I'll tell you on Patreon sometime the full extent of it all, but just personality type is, he's a pathological liar, basically, and he was putting a lot of wedges in friendships because if people talk to each other, then we would all realize his bullshit, and a lot of bullshit just came to the surface all at once. People started talking to each other again. The house of cards fell, and I had to throw his ass out.
Yeah.
So that was fun, dealing with all that. And, yeah,
So just to clarify,
Yeah.
Chelsea's talking about it's one of her roommates that she had.
Oh, yeah. One of the
That's
roommates.
so
Also speaking about a roommate. Okay, so this is the house rundown. It's me and Panda. We're together. Then my bestie, Rainbow. My girlfriend, Sarah's boyfriend, Brad. And then Dupsky was staying with us because him and my super good friend Mel were in that limbo dating period thing. And we said that he could stay here while they were trying to work out their crap because they were living together previously. So that's everyone in the house, okay? So I threw out Dupsky. He's gone. Then Rainbow, he's been dating a girl for a couple years now. They're getting pretty serious. Serious as in he is also going to be moving out at the end of this month. So we wish them the best. She's a lovely girl, and I hope it all works out. And if it doesn't, he can always come home. So it is what it is. And yeah, so it's going to end up just being me and Panda and Brad and the million animals.
right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited because originally when we moved in, it was just going to be three of us. It was going to be me, Panda, and Rainbow. So that was going to be the plan. It's just, life happens, people need help, and you try to be helpful. And yeah, so that's that.
So a lot of stuff has happened with Chelsea in the last few months. And it's funny because when she started the podcast, she worked in an office. And then she left the office and now she's back in the office. The office calls to her. That's what I told her. The office calls to you.
I mean, stability calls to me.
Right.
But then also money calls to me. So it's like,
right.
Oh.
That's good, though. It just kind of fell in your lap. So that's awesome.
Yeah, like I feel like it was like universe because literally I've never done real estate before. Like I have skills as far as like, like I've done administrative stuff. Like I've done like import export stuff for warehousing. I've done obviously medical billing for like 8 years. So, and it's crazy because the guy I work for, he's great. Like I can't wait to tell you guys Patreon stories. It's like working for my grandpa. But he's super awesome. Like, his name is Joe, and he's like an old Sicilian man, and he's crazy, but I love him already. And yeah, it's hilarious. We have a crazy neighbor, this little buff Mexican dude that comes over, and then they argue with each other and make fun of each other's clothes and stuff. It's like it's
that's funny.
It's crazy. And then just learning about like real estate, which I've never have no idea about before. Like, man, it's a new thing. It's a new thing. And people are crazy. Let me just tell you, okay? Here's another pro tip for you guys in my month and a half of doing this, working for a loan broker. Don't lie to us. Please don't lie to us. Because our job is literally to make your paperwork look pretty so that escrow will let your stuff go through. So if you lie to us and you hide things, and you don't tell us, and escrow finds it, and we don't find it, like that's going to ruin a lot of things. Pro tip number 2, once you're in the process of buying a home, don't use your credit cards. Don't go buy furniture before you actually have closed escrow because you only qualify for certain rates because of credit scores and available credit and so on and so forth. So if you go buy a bunch of furniture when you barely qualified before, you're gonna really mess things up.
Yes. Don't buy anything.
Those are my 2 pro tips.
That's funny. Yeah, I used to sell real estate.
I'll have stories. I will have stories.
You will. You absolutely will. Okay. So,
speaking of stories,
lots of stuff has happened to Chelsea over this break, but I'm so glad that we're back together. And now, since you couldn't be here last episode, we want to get your New Year reviews. So let's start with Carter and Paris. What do you think about up to last week. What do you think about what's going on?
Okay, so I think it's gross. Like, I'm not going to get into the whole age thing. Like, I don't really think Carter is that much older than her. We really don't really know either of their ages, so it's not a matter of his
True.
actual year age, but maturity-wise, like, yes, Paris is a very mature girl, but she is not relationship mature, which I don't really think Carter's relationship mature either, but, like, literally, like, I don't know, like, looking at the whole process of him like coming to her like, I'm your friend, I'm your friend, I'm your friend, like this gives me like groomer vibes. You know what I mean? Like he swooped in pretending to be a friend. Let me help you with your finances. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like it wasn't
we don't
cool.
know
it's
that much.
Okay.
We don't know that much about her, but I agree she does come across as being kind of naive.
Yeah, because I mean, not that you don't have life experiences in college, but when you're being subsidized by your parents or school loans, like that isn't real world. And this is like her first like real job. You're her superior. Like this is not okay.
I agree. I am not okay with any of this. It's just wrong on a lot of levels.
Yeah. And then it's also wrong, as Miss Grace, our saving grace, Miss Grace, pointed out, you know, like, he's your friend. I thought Zende was your friend. Like, this is the second Forrester woman you're taking away from somebody. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Carter? And that brings me to what I was talking about off pod we were talking. That I feel like Carter is attracted to unavailable women. Like literally when he was having the conversation with Katie about how he's attracted to unavailable women, he was becoming attracted to her.
Right, exactly.
When she's talking about all her baggage and problems and how she ain't that great, he's falling in love with it. Like, I honestly don't think Carter has loved any of these women. I don't think he really has. I think that he's addicted to the chase. He's addicted to the excitement. But for him to have a day-to-day, like, regular relationship with someone without that, you know, like that energy behind it, I don't think he would even be happy. Could he even meet? That's why he didn't even really care about Zoe. I don't think he really cared about Zoe because it wasn't a challenge. He wasn't really taking her from someone. And when he actually got challenged on it, then he wants to act all butthurt. And even when he took her back the second time, he wasn't into her. He was into Quinn. So it was like, I don't think he's been into anyone. I think he's into the thrill of the chase.
Yeah.
The forbidden fruit, if you must.
And he made such a big deal out of the Zende and Zoe thing. And he's doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah. Total trash. Total trash.
Okay, so we agree on that. Mm-hmm. I think we all agree on that. Okay, what about the Brooke and Deacon kind of hooking up thing? What happened on New Year's Eve?
That was also trash. I agree with what you were saying as far as like if Deacon really had changed, if Deacon was being a good person, once Brooke grabbed that vodka, he should have got Hope. If he didn't get Hope and he was weak in that moment, instead of staying with her that night, he could have called Hope at that moment like, hey, your mom was drinking. I'm sorry. I drank with her as well, but she's here. I don't want to leave her by herself. You come here. But to stay the night like that, that was completely intentional. That was completely inappropriate. It was inappropriate for him to kiss her. Like, terrible. But it got worse. Like, who is Hope? Who is this Hope? I don't know this Hope. Do you know this Hope?
I told y'all.
Like, girl. Oh, it was just one night. When has it ever just been one night? When has it ever just been one, like, and that, oh, so many things.
And when has Hope ever been okay with that kind of behavior?
And then, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because I'm just going to talk about Hope for a second. So the Hope thing is really bothering me that one, she went along with the fucking like keeping this a secret thing, not cool. And then the whole to bring Douglas over there and leave Brooke alone with him to convince him to stop talking about it. Like, what, girl? what psychological damage? Or it's like that meme, emotional damage. Like, what are you doing?
Right?
What are you doing? I understand she feels guilty because she pushed the deacon issue so much. Meh, meh, meh. No, y'all are adults. Y'all can make your own decisions. I don't care. Like, who are you for hiding this? I don't like this, Hope. Knock it off. Okay. Now, when it comes to Brooke is like, we all knew, obviously we knew what happened, but for her to put Ridge through all that guilt, through all that, like, him blaming himself, and every single time, well, you called and you said you weren't coming home, and then I just don't know what happened. Like, girl, how else was he supposed to feel? Who else was he going to blame in that when you're setting it up that way? That was trash. That was complete trash. And then for her to just say nothing happened. Oh, something happened. Something happened.
that was a real
I just
trigger.
Point out, okay, so I was watching a lot of episodes in large chunks, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I wasn't completely paying attention because they were blending together. It was a lot of dialogue. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I've only heard Brooke one time mention when she goes over the whole night, when she goes over the timeline, I've only heard her mention one time, Deacon confessed his love to me. She conveniently leaves that out when she retells the timeline over and over again. Over and over again, she keeps leaving that part out. She only brought it up the one time, and I'm like, And I'm not talking about before she confessed to Ridge. I'm talking about after she confessed to Ridge, when they would be talking about it. Like, only one time was it mentioned. So, like, no, shady boots. Shady boots. Okay. So then, Ridge going over and fighting with Deacon. Yeah, that was a good fight. I agree. It was good filming. Like, to hear he did his own stunts, that's awesome. To hear they only had one take for this, 2 takes for that, that's great. You guys did awesome. For a soap opera, super believable. Love it.
Yeah,
totally
it was good.
Caught when Deacon heard Brooke's voice and stopped fighting. Totally caught that.
Yeah, I told him, I said, I love how you played that. It was awesome. And he was like, well, the writers came up with that. I was like, yeah, but you had to do that with just your face. I was like, it was awesome. I told him that
was really good.
When we did the interview.
Yeah, that was super good. And yeah, Brooke super messed up in that moment because she kept saying nothing happened. And Ridge was like, what? Nothing happened? Nothing happened? Yeah, something did happen. Something did happen. Y'all kissed and he slept in my bed. How are you going to say nothing happened?
Yeah,
if you want to say I didn't have
triggered.
sex with him, then say I didn't have sex with him. But to say nothing happened, like you're trivializing, big words, trivializing the moment. And I'm sorry, lady, it was something. You're trash.
Yeah, I can't take up for her in that moment because she wasn't, at first, she was just trying to break them up, but she made a huge mistake by taking up for Deacon. Why did she do that?
Like, she could yell stop and get in between them, but to crouch down on the ground and coddle him and all of that, like, no, girl, you stay standing and just put your hands up. You do not
I don't know what she was thinking.
She wasn't thinking.
She wasn't. She forgot who she's married to.
Well, I mean, it has been, 21 proposals Miss Brooke Logan has had.
Wow.
21, you guys.
That's nice. Brooke can't be alone, so yeah, I'm not shocked.
Obvious. That's why when everyone's talking about, like, don't give up on it, what they're saying is, don't go fuck someone. Please.
Like, Ridge, can you not run straight to Taylor? People are literally saying that to him.
It was literally, like, not even the next day. It was literally from one door to one door. Like, didn't even stop. Like, all green lights all the way over there. Like, he didn't even give it a second thought. Like,
no, he didn't. So, okay, that leads into, what do you think about Ridge and Taylor and
right.
the new Taylor. What do you think about their situation? Oh, and Steffi and Thomas too.
Mm.
Their behavior.
All right, let's go over to the brown hairs. All right, so when I started watching this show, the Taylor character was kind of raging and disappeared. Like when literally the first episode I remember watching of this show was the whole Ridge came back to town and had all the roses in the fountain. That flashback when this new Ridge started or whatever, raspy voice guy. That's like the first episode I remember. So I don't really have I don't really know the old Taylor, and she wasn't on the few episodes of like the rewind that we did. She wasn't invented yet because Brooke was still like a teenager in that. So I don't really have anyone to compare to her. You know what I mean?
Right.
So to me, this is just who Taylor is. But I feel like from the way people talked about her and how she was, like I wasn't expecting her to be so meek, I guess.
Yeah.
Like the soft spokenness, the big blinky eye, like chin down, eye, forehead up looks, like even though this person is like the same height as you, it's kind of weird. Okay. Anyway, like that, I'm like, okay, I guess that's how she is. But to me, that kind of makes me think she's a psycho, because I'm like, if all of this stuff has happened and this is how you are, this is your vibe, this, like, I mean, Hope is supposed to be Miss Innocent, and she don't even walk around trying to be this baby doll. So it's kind of weird. I was like, okay. And everyone's talking about the wig thing. I don't know. It was whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't care about the wig.
So
she had to wear a wig. I mean, granted, they could have spent money. Like, they could have got her a nicer
They could have got her a nicer one.
But
I ain't gonna lie about that. But you know, not to be mean, like she low man on the totem pole. She's the newest to the show, and I mean, your character's kind of been disappeared for a really long time. So I guess they didn't get you the nice wig. I'm sorry. Blame it. You know what? Blame it on all those trains that got broken into in LA. Blame it on that. Her wig was on that train. It got stolen. It got sold. We don't know. They had to use that one. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Supply chain problems.
Yeah, for real. Well, the old Taylor was like that, though.
Was like, she? Because that seems psycho to me.
She was the opposite of Brooke. That's how she was, the old Taylor, before she went crazy. See, this is so weird to me because Taylor is also an alcoholic. Like, she became an alcoholic. She got drunk and she drove her car and she hit someone and killed them.
Oh.
And it turned out to be Thorne's wife, Darla.
Oh, right.
So,
right.
I don't understand. She has, like, you would think she would have more sympathy.
Edge?
Yeah, or even, but even still, like, I think they're trying to go back, like, old school, before she was crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the way of showing that she's not crazy.
Right. But then maybe
she's not crazy when she's talking like a 13-year-old girl, but when she snaps and gets serious, then we'll know that she's like crazy again.
Yeah, I guess.
When she starts talking like I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I know I've re-listened to the episodes. I know I sound like a chickmunk on helium. I know that my laugh is somewhere in between like
I hate the way
RuPaul and like Pee Wee Herman. I know, but I'm also not on a TV show, so we're just gonna, go with this.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think they told her she's been gone a long time and she was supposedly getting help. And so we want her to come back and be more like normal.
Okay,
yeah, and just more like normal.
Mean. I'll say demure instead of meek and 13-year-old girl. Okay.
Well, I don't know.
I found a bigger, fancier, nicer word. I'll use it for you.
So, were you shocked that Ridge just ran straight to Taylor like that?
Yes and no. No, because I knew Ridge was going to end up going back to Taylor. Did I think it was going to be like immediately drive from one driveway to the next? No, I did not think it was going to be that fast.
Right?
I thought I would at least get 1 or 2 episodes in between them hooking up.
1 or 2 episodes.
I thought they would throw it in on like a Monday and then they would hook up by Thursday, you know what? Or maybe mid Wednesday. That's what I was thinking. But nope, it was driveway to driveway.
No. Technically, they didn't hook up.
Yes, they did.
So they're even.
They made out. That's hooking up.
Yeah, but Brooke made out with Deacon. And he made out with Taylor. Now they're even.
Okay.
I'm mad at Ridge. Because he uses women. He uses their feelings to his advantage.
Well, yeah.
And I think he gets off on them fighting for him. Or them both wanting him.
Yeah,
okay.
Probably a little bit. I think
They
all do. They all are narcissists and have ego problems.
I gotta let the cat out. 1 sec.
Meow.
All right. Okay, sorry. Continue.
All right. So Thomas and Steffi, oh my goodness gracious, great balls of emotional damage.
Thank you. Like, whoa.
Whoa. It's intense. It is super intense. They are being super pushy. They are being super inappropriate. And yes, I will also say it is also inappropriate for Taylor to stand there and let them say the things they are saying. I don't care if they're adults. You are their mother. You need to tell them to shut it up.
Right?
Zip it. Not your issue. Shh. Ha-na-na-na-na. Be seen and not heard. Get out of here. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And Steffi's so mean.
This is the real Steffi. Everyone thought she changed when she got with Finn. No, she did not. This is the real Steffi right here. Like, literally, you see the joy. If human beings were internet people, you would see little heart emojis flying off of her. The joy she gets rubbing this in Hope's face, rubbing this in Brooke's face.
Oh yeah, she loved it. She loved it.
About Brooke to her dad, like, when her and Thomas sit there and plot, like, the joy that she is radiating from this is disgusting.
I agree.
Oh, but Thomas was hilarious with the snatching of the phone. Like, oh my goodness. And the blocking of the driveway. I thought, like you did, that Brooke was going to fake leave and then sneak around or do something or start screaming. I would have just started screaming.
I got excited. I got excited because they showed Steffi walk out of the sliding glass door. And I thought, oh, Brooke's going to go over there and they're going to fight. You know, like get into an argument.
Yeah. Yeah, but so, I mean, it was exciting, but also disappointing. There was so many opportunities.
Yeah, I agree.
Left on the floor. But yeah, they're being super inappropriate. It is not healthy. And, I mean, okay, if Taylor was not a world-renowned psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever, I forget, then it would maybe be somewhat acceptable because people are blind to their children, but like you are trained, you should know manipulation. Like you studied it. I'm pretty sure it was like a course. Like
right.
Like for you to not spot this, for you to not correct them, for you to not stop them from being this inappropriate is completely disgusting to me.
At least say, like, guys, this is really unhealthy. This obsession you have is unhealthy.
Yeah. Super. Like, I don't know. I mean, my parents got divorced when I was 9 years old, and even a little 9-year-old Chelsea knew in her mind they were better apart. Like, I was like, no. Like, I never had a, I want my parents to be back together phase. Like, I didn't do that. That was not ever a vibe. So, I don't know. They're crazy right now. They're crazy. And I'm just going to reiterate also, yes, Brooke is also disgusting. I'm just going to reiterate it. The whole Douglas thing, like, that just did not sit good with me. Like, and honestly, they're turning him into a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with Douglas's character. Congratulations, B&B, for being signed for at least another 2 more years. Yay. I mean, kids grow really fast on this show. We might see Douglas be 45 by the, by that time. We don't know.
He'll be at least 16.
At least 16. But I just feel like with his like, if he was an actual person out in the world and these things were happening around him, so much of this emotional damage that is happening to this child, like, he is gonna be a serial killer. Like, he has all, like, if he doesn't end up being a serial killer, like, amazing, I hope, whatever, but, like, man, they are laying the foundations for him to just be completely
He's gonna be like
up.
Thomas. He's gonna be crazy.
But worse than Thomas. I feel like it'll be worse than Thomas.
Probably.
All right, hold on 1 second. Dog want out.
Okay.
Dog break. All right, so wait. Okay. So yeah, that's that on that.
Okay, are you ready to get into this week? We're actually the same place where everyone else is. For once, we're completely caught up.
Hey, new year, new us. I mean, well, okay, new season, new us. I think spring is like next week or something.
Okay, well, are you ready?
Oh, show.
Enough with the chit chat.
On to the recap. Monday, February 28th.
The show opens at Brooks. And it's Brooke and Hope having a conversation about Ridge, basically. Because guess what? Ridge is acting like a child and he won't talk to Brooke at all. Big shocker.
Yeah.
And then we go to Steffi's. And they're a big happy family. Steffi and Thomas, they're so happy. Their father finally... What was that?
Come home to me, Daddy.
Yeah.
Come home.
Finally. That's what they keep saying. You finally realized.
Yeah, that was so, like, weird. And for, like, Taylor to just be standing there, like, hands crossed, just, like, blinky. And it was just, like, oh, my, like, I got, like, secondhand embarrassed for them. Because it was just so... Ugh.
And then they even brought up Phoebe.
Oh my
If you're new to the show, Phoebe is Steffi's twin. And she died in a car accident.
And she was going to rename she renamed Hope's baby Phoebe after her. The baby Beth, the one that got stolen and then...
Right? If somebody is new, they're probably thinking, what?
I mean... You're picking up on a show that's 35 years old, so
yeah, a lot of crazy crap. Yeah.
Things have happened.
So basically, they're just bombarding Ridge, trying to pressure him. You know, like, well, Mom would never do that. Mom would never. Mom is the best thing ever. Mom is perfect.
Ever heard of sliced bread? Ain't got nothing on her.
Exactly. And then guess what? Just guess what? When the kids leave. Ridge and Taylor kiss again.
What?
She's like, I won't betray you. I won't let you down.
Oh my goodness. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know. I've never had a conversation with that. Like that. I've been married multiple times, dated multiple peoples, and like never in my life
right?
If I had a conversation where I've had to say something like that. Like, I understand if you're, like, getting married and your vows and stuff, you kind of say some weird stuff. But, like, I don't know. And like Taylor, you gotta know, like he's still in love with Brooke. Like
Right.
it was
I'm
like
disappointed in her,
like
honestly.
there's a lot of traffic in LA, so it may have taken him an hour to get there. I'll give it that. But girl, it's been like an hour.
Right?
Like chill your tits.
I agree. Oh gosh, she's gonna
She's
get
setting
hurt.
herself up for some heartbreak. That's for
But
sure, for
she
sure.
gets hurt every time. It never fails because I don't understand why she doesn't understand that he is in love with Brooke. Like Brooke is his person. No matter how many times they break up, they're still in love with each other.
And when you all feel gross, or not gross, but like, I don't know, to me, okay, only like one time has this ever happened to me where I broke up. Me and the guy I was with before I was with Panda, we'll call him Old Man, because he was actually 7 years older than me. And he was my roller derby coach. We'll do it on the Patreon. Anyway,
That's a long story.
we broke up. And when we broke up, it was very like literally our conversation. I came home from work one day and I was like, "Do you still want to do this?" And he was like, "Not really," like blah, 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 blah. And I was like, "Yeah, cool. Okay, give me like a week or two to find a new place and I'll be out." So, whatever. Everything's whatever. And years go by, whatever. This fool, he's one of those people who always looks to the past when something happens in the present. Like, I will tell you this guy's crazy story of marrying and then remarrying and then getting with marrying the best friend. Like, it is crazy. I have to draw like a family tree. It's so crazy. Anyway,
He should be on the show.
whatever. Years go by, right? And I creeped on the social media. Whatever. I did it. I notice he's with somebody, they're engaged, yada, yada, whatever. A couple months more go by. I creep on the Facebook. I see they're broken up. Whatever. I set something off in the damn universe because this fool messages me, right? Basically trying to like see, like, creep in my DMs. And I was like, I waited, okay? I didn't respond. I waited about another month. Creeped on the Facebook again. They actually end up getting married, whatever, whatever. He went back to her, they got married. That is when I messaged him back and I went all the way off. I told this fool all about himself. I even said, don't be looking to your past when your present is being sideways. Like, what are you doing? Leave me alone. How dare you? Like, you hit me up because you guys were broken up and you can't be alone for 5 damn minutes. Like, da 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 da. Told him all about himself. So I've only dealt with this one time in my life, but I'm gonna say the ego boost, the strut in my step that I had from turning around and telling him all about himself and not falling into the trap, not going back, like not doing any of that. Like the ego boost I got off of that was amazing. It's an amazing high. It's adrenaline I can't explain. So to know that you're that person that just because his present moment isn't working out, he's going to immediately run to you and you just are like, okay, let's make out. Like, I don't care. Even if you do still have feelings for that person, like make them work for it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, geez.
I agree. I totally agree. Like, yeah. And it's, oh man. I just know she always gets hurt. Okay. We're going to go to the only place that people go eat. We're going to go to El Giardino. Sheila, she's celebrating Brooke's demise, okay? And Deacon's like, oh, I feel bad for her, and Sheila's like, whatever, laughing. So he sees Hope coming, and he's like, you got to get out of here. So he runs Sheila off. Hope comes there, and I couldn't believe what she was asking. So she asked him to go talk to Ridge, and that I think she's basically like, you said you changed. Like, prove it, right? Go to Ridge and say you don't want my mom and fix her marriage. And I was like, oh, no pressure, though. No pressure
Oh
at
my
all.
goodness. I'm like, the look on his face, he was like, wait. You want me to what? To whom? Do you see that I still have bruises?
I know, I was cracking
You
up.
see, I am still physically distorted because of this man, and you want me to go tell him I ain't shit? Oh.
Right? Oh my God. His face, I agree. Because I was like, wow, that's no pressure at all. Because she says, you need to save my mom's marriage. I'm like, whoa, okay, that's a lot. He did. Or, I mean, he tried. So now.
Yeah. Actually, you
sorry.
know what? I will say he did, like, give a valiant effort when he did go talk to Ridge. It was, like, he tried.
He did try. Now we're going to go to, I don't even want to say it. God, I'm mad about this. We're going to go to Carter's Loft.
Ugh.
And Paris is urging him to not feel guilty, to give in. Zenday's dating Sequoia, and she keeps trying to kiss him. She keeps trying to kiss him. And at first he does push her away. And the thing that keeps aggravating me is that she keeps saying, Zenday's not going to care. Zenday's not going to care. I don't know if she's that naive or if she's delusional. Like, he was about to propose to you, and Carter and, well, I was going to say him and Carter are friends, but they're kind of friends. Supposedly they're friends. And, like, there's no way he's just going to be cool with it. Like,
No.
What?
Like, I liked her dress.
Yeah, me too. She looks so tiny. His humongous hands, one hand covered her whole back. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Wow, he has big hands.
Yeah. Like, oh, her dress was nice.
It was.
That's all I'm going to say about that, because
And she's
I'm
tiny.
not okay with this at all.
And then, okay, so one thing leads to another, and they end up giving in, and they have sex.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
And you know what was sad? Is Carter said something like, I'm not worth it. And I was like, oh.
He's not. He trash.
And then she says, you just can't see it. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. But I still don't like these two together.
And it's okay, like, I'm just going to say it. Like, once again, only one time in my life have I done this, where it was in high school, so give me a pass. I was under 18. You can't, it's off my record. There was this guy, we were cool in, like, on the 8th grade trip, like at the very end of the year, we went to like an amusement park. It was super cute, whatever, nothing ever happened, whatever. Over the summer, he started dating some girl. I started dating some guy. We would all go to the skating rink on the weekends, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, both of our significant others went to the neighboring high school because my middle school got split 2 ways. Half of the school went to one high school, half the school went to the other high school. Me and this dude were at the same high school, and we never talked. We never passed notes. We never, like, called each other on the phone. But one day we were walking to class, like, just bullshitting, whatever. And at the point where we normally would, like, split and go to other buildings, for some reason we, like, stopped and we just started making out. And then it just kind of became like a daily thing where we would meet in a certain spot and we would just make out. But we were still dating other people that went to other high schools. And then we broke up with our significant others and tried to date or whatever. And, like, it lasted a week. And then it was over. Because all it was the thrill of it. You know what I mean? So, like, relationships, that are started this way, that are started in secret, started in a, oh, no one will accept us. Oh, it's a secret. We can't tell no one. Like, that's thrilling. That's adrenaline. That's sexy time. Once that is taken away, like, what do you actually have?
True. I think that's what keeps happening to Carter, huh?
That's what I'm saying he's addicted to. He's addicted to, I'm not supposed to be doing this. Because Carter's kind of a goody two-shoes, like,
well,
he's
he
a
was.
dude who did the right thing, went to college, got a good job, like always was kind of in the background, just good guy Carter. Oh, you got your thing so you can officiate all of our weddings, that good guy Carter, you know what I mean? Like, he just wants some danger. He wants some naughty in his life.
True. Everybody needs a little naughty in their life, right?
I mean, it's just my state of being, I guess. I don't know. No, I don't know.
Okay, I'm done with them. Can we move on?
Yeah, let's go. Bye.
Okay. Now we head to Brooks, and guess who comes to see her? Sheila. And she's mean. She is mean. She's like, oh, hey, Brooke.
Oh, my goodness.
Brooke said, I'm busy right now. And Sheila goes, oh, failing at another marriage? And I was like, burn.
Sheila was ruthless.
Yeah. You know how they always say, Ridge is my destiny?
Yeah.
Brooke is my destiny. She said, destiny's not what it's cracked up to be, is it? I was like, oh, no.
Brooke was giving super dagger squinty eyes.
Yeah, she was. I was like, ooh, I'm scared. And then she was giving it to her because she said, oh, Ridge is back with Taylor where he belongs in the first place. I was like, golly.
Oh, just going straight for the knees.
Yeah, it was bad. And then when Brooke says, I was drinking, she has zero sympathy. Like, she almost laughed at her about it.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, okay. But of course, like, Brooke she keeps saying, I'm not gonna let one night ruin everything.
Okay, so that's the thing. It isn't just one night. Like, I hate that. I hate that about this show. How everyone tries to be like, oh, it's just one night and oh, you can just get past it. But like, at what point do you turn around and say, like, stop just saying like, oh, look, we've gone through all of this, and actually look at all of this and be like, wait, why has this happened so many times?
True.
Like, this ain't the first time. Y'all are talking like it's the first time. It is not. It is not. And it is a pattern. And yes, I know that her drink was spiked and then maybe it wouldn't have happened that night, but it was gonna happen.
Well, that's debatable. But yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, the way it happened, because Brooke doesn't drink anymore. So like, I don't know. All of this is because of Sheila.
Yeah.
And that's how Monday ends.
Tuesday, March 1st.
The show opens at Steffi's at the Cliff House, and Taylor and Ridge are hugging. Remember last time I said they were kissing?
Yeah.
Well, apparently they just can't stay away from each other, can they?
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? Taylor keeps, like, therapizing. I made up a word. She keeps, like, therapying him, if you get what I'm saying. Like, she's doctoring him. Yeah, like how she would talk to, like, a patient.
Like I said, she took a course in manipulation.
True. Because she keeps saying, like, don't worry, you're safe here with me and the kids. It's your safe place. I'm like,
in the
really?
In the restaurant industry, we call those sizzle words. Sizzle words, which mean words that make you think things.
True. And
she knows right now he's feeling abandoned, embarrassed, heartbroken, sad. So she's going to say those certain words that she knows because he's feeling the opposite of them.
right.
Which,
She's
in
smart.
a way, yeah, a normal, nice person
smart.
should do for someone they care about that is hurting. But you have ulterior motives. Your motives are to keep him from her and have him be with you. Therefore, this is not okay.
Right. I totally agree. It's weird. And then, I don't know. It's like, she just keeps saying stuff like, you may never know what happened and stuff like this. And it's like weird because poor Ridge, he's so confused and he wants to know how it happened. Like, why did she start drinking in the first place? And I feel like Taylor's like, well, you may never know, and just trying to like steer him towards, manipulate him, basically. I totally agree.
Like, it doesn't matter how we got here, we're here. So let's just be in the now.
Yeah, be in the moment.
Yeah. Sure.
And
Sure, lady. Like, as soon as Ridge finds out that Sheila was behind all this, your whole little pipe dream right now is gonna just vaporize.
yep, so true. Now, okay, we go back to Brooks and she's still fighting with Sheila on Tuesday.
Oh.
She's like, oh, you're just boozing it up and you fall right into Deacon. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, but Sheila was almost telling on herself. How Brooke wasn't picking up that Sheila had something to do with it, I do not understand.
Yeah, I don't either, because it was, I would have totally been suspicious by the stuff she was saying.
Yeah, because, I mean, I get it. Brooke is not in her right mind. She's distraught, whatever. But when she was given those squinty eyes, I was like, ooh, Sheila's saying too much. You saying too much. But then it didn't seem like Brooke, I don't know. Brooke is just too damaged right now. Her defenses are down.
Yeah.
Sheila just swooped in with the pow pow. And like Brooke was not picking up on these little innuendos that Sheila was dropping. And it's sad.
Because she was too upset. But I kind of feel sorry
Sheila,
for Brooke.
I don't know, not to skip ahead, but I don't know if it's Sheila and I don't know if it's Deacon or if it's the combo that breaks Brooke. But man, Sheila is like, she isn't saying lies. She's spitting truth. And
True.
That's what makes it so ow. So owie.
Yeah, I agree. And then the last thing she says is, Ridge has already gone back to Taylor, so that part of your destiny is over. So get used to it, or something like that. And then I was like, geez, And okay, I started to feel a little bit bad for Brooke because like she keeps getting bombarded, and it's like, all right, guys, everybody's acting like you're not taking responsibility. She is. She even said to Sheila, I know this is all my fault. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not. And she said the same thing to Taylor. And I was like, you know what? She feels bad about it. What do you want her? I mean, what else can she do? She can't change it.
Well, you can feel bad about it, but also understand there's consequences.
Yeah. There is, that's for sure.
You can't just say I'm sorry and think it's going to be okay every time, even though it has been okay every time. But like, people have their breaking point, girl.
True. So now we go to El Giardino, and Deacon finally gives in to Hope, and he says that he will talk to Ridge, but he will not make any guarantees. But he was very reluctant. He was like, do I need to recap how last time we were together, we beat each other up? And she's like, no, I got it. She's like, no, I know.
Thank you. Hey, thanks.
God, you don't want to go there. We got to go to Carter's loft again, and Paris and Carter. It's like the aftermath of after you have sex. You know, they're like, what do you call it?
Afterglow.
They're pillow talking, pillow talk.
The
That's what you call it.
afterglows and pillow talks.
Yeah, and Carter's like, what have we done? Oh, and Miss Goody Two Shoes is like, what we're about to do again. I was like, okay, alrighty then.
And again. And again.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. It's nothing personal, okay? I think that both of these people, okay, Carter and Paris, are both really hot people, okay? It is nothing personal. They're both very gorgeous. I just don't feel like they have the chemistry.
No.
Like the chemistry's off. Like if this was real life and these two went on a few dates, when they got to the part of like they're gonna make out and stuff, I think they would immediately be like, okay, we're not going on any more dates because the chemistry's not there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
People are weird nowadays. They might just for looks, but like, no, I don't see it.
Me either.
I ain't buying it.
Oh, there's a little funny part where we go to Hope and Liam's cabin, and Hope tells Liam that she did something, and he's like, oh no, what did you do? And she's like, I was trying to help, and he's like, oh no. So he's like kind of shocked when she tells him what she did, that she got Deacon to go talk to Ridge, and Liam's like, huh, I hope they don't rip each other's heads off.
Yeah, Liam was like, Liam looked like, what did I say?
It was so funny.
I think I might have did it on a different day. I don't know. He looked like, I don't know, he looked like a scared porcupine.
Yeah.
He was just like, what? Because his hair is kind of spiky right now. So I was just like, oh no, a hedgehog. That's what I said. I was like, he looks like a scared hedgehog.
Yeah. He looked at her like, have you lost your mind or what? Like Deacon is the problem. Like, why would you do that? I agree. I don't know that was a good idea. I'll be honest. I think it had the opposite effect.
Yeah.
So let's just go over there. So we head to Forrester, and Ridge is at work. Work, fashion. That's what Chelsea always says. He's working, right? And Deacon walks in, and he immediately is like, I'm calling security.
Somebody call security.
Whatever. Calling security. So Ridge and Deacon are talking, and Deacon is trying to convince Ridge to take Brooke back. Very strange.
Yeah, that had to be like the most awkward conversation. They both I'm gonna give it to both actors. Like they handled it well. Like Deacon was like, look, like I felt like he was really trying. It wasn't just like, look, Hope wanted me to come over here and tell you that. Like, no, he actually was like, you're who she's supposed to be with.
He was really trying, and he was like basically telling Ridge, you're an idiot. Like you have Brooke. Like, what are you doing? So then he started getting mad, and he was like, he said, would you just for once not do what you always do and go running, crying to Taylor? I was like, dang. And he said, look, Brooke wants you and only you. And he was trying to say the stuff that he knew would get to Ridge, like, don't worry, I have not seen Brooke at all. She wants you and only you. The stuff that, you know how Ridge is.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so he is really trying. Oh, now we're going to go to Taylor's office. And me and Chelsea were dying on this part. Dying, guys. Taylor literally looked right at Brooke and called her a see you next Tuesday.
Okay. So Taylor's on the phone with a patient, setting up an appointment, yada, yada. Brooke walks in the door. Taylor spins around, gives the dagger squint look, and says, "See you next Tuesday," and hangs up the phone. And do we all know what "See you next Tuesday" stands for?
Come on, guys.
Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. Oh my lordy. Like, I had to pause and I had to, because I watched Monday through Wednesday, like, all in one. So I was like, wait, what day are we on? Okay, we're on Tuesday. So that I'm going to, like, I see you, writers. I see you.
Yes, it was, you know what? I got to clap because that was awesome. I loved that.
That was hilarious.
I was cracking up. I had to pause it because I was laughing. I was like, Joe, you're not going to believe this. Yeah, it was crazy. And, oh my God, these two. Taylor's like, please don't. Hold on. It makes me laugh. She goes, please don't come to my office unannounced. I'm like, you went to her house unannounced twice. Like, stop. So these two have a confrontation. And Brooke is basically reminding her that she's going to fight for her marriage. She's not going to let Taylor steal her husband. She said a lot of stuff. She even brought up Stephanie and Thomas. Okay, I looked back through my notes and I found it. Okay. Actually, Taylor says, why do you keep doing this? Like, you always turn to someone else and you hurt Ridge and it's always with some guy he hates. And she's like, I see a destructive pattern and you need help. And Brooke's like, maybe I do, but I don't need a therapy session right now. What I need is for you to keep your hands and your lips off my husband. I was like, oh. And I felt bad for, no, I don't. I don't really feel bad for either one of them, to be honest. They both have Ridgeitis. Okay? They both are stuck in Ridge's vortex. Ridge is basically Liam.
Oh, yeah.
But Ridge is like the original flip-flopper.
Yeah.
So, it's not good.
Yeah. I think that's how Tuesday ends.
Yeah, that's how Tuesday ends with Brooke is telling her, I'm gonna fight for my husband. Like, I'm not gonna just hand him to you.